In today's OpenStack Fundamentals tutorial series, we will demonstrate you with a live system where that how you can create host aggregates and also custom availability zones for your OpenStack platform. So we will also tell you what is host aggregate and what is availability zone. So before starting with the live demo, let me welcome to you to my YouTube channel Trich Tech Institute. And if you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please subscribe to it. Also, don't forget to press the bell icon and select all notifications, else you will miss the newly uploaded videos notification. So let's move ahead with the live demo. So to start with host aggregate, first thing is need to do that you need to log in as a admin user. So host aggregate can be done only via admin user, not via any normal user. So I am logging in with my admin account, the Trich Tech, in my OpenStack platform, and then we will see how you can create the host aggregates. So as you log in, you'll see like this, and go to the admin tab in your admin account. Then once you go into admin tab, first thing you check that hypervisors. So in the hypervisors option, you will see your all the existing hypervisors, type of hypervisor, that is how many CPU or memory they have or storage they have, and how many instances are running on them. All this information you will see. So then you move to the host aggregate tab. So in the top third option, you click on that. So before starting host aggregate, let me just give you a small introduction about host aggregate. It's nothing but you are combining multiple hosts and making one group where you set some particular properties or something like that. So like suppose you have physical servers like HP Blade servers, and you want to make all those HP Blade servers one host aggregate where you have SAN connectivity for better IOPS. So you can probably create a host aggregate on that and set up some property so that whenever someone will be launching specific instance with those properties set, automatically the servers will be built on this hosts. So to create that host aggregate, first thing you do, click on create host aggregate. So you can see I don't have any host aggregate created yet. So first I'll click on that. Once you click on that, you put anything. Let me put like fast SSD drive. So it's like I am creating an aggregate where hosts they have SSD drive attached, and availability zone, that you need to give it a existing availability zone. So if you see I have one existing availability zone, that's called Nova. So I'll give the Nova availability zone. Then I'll go to manage host within aggregate. So you can see all the available hosts. So what I'll do, I'll select the conf01. So second host I'll select, and then I'll click create host aggregate. So as soon as I do that, you will see one message, success message, that is created, and you will see here where you will see like availability zone equals to Nova. So as I was telling you, you can set up some properties by which you can build servers on this aggregate. So for doing that, you do here click on that drop down menu and you click update metadata. So as soon as you come here, you can, if you have any existing metadata, that you can select, or you can create your own metadata. So let me put metadata as SSD. So what I will do, I'll put true. So in this host aggregate, what all hosts are there, for them this property has been set where SSD equals to true. So now I'll save it. So you can see in the metadata section that information will show like SSD equals to true and availability zone equals to Nova. So now we set up this property. Now what we will do, we will create a custom flavor and there also will set the similar property like SSD equals to true. So whenever any user he select that particular flavor and launch instance, automatically that instance will be launched on that particular host aggregate. So now click on create flavor. So let's give that, let me put lab.ssd.1. so let me put some 2 CPU, RAM, 2 GB, root disks, let's put 10 GB, ephemeral disk, let's put 2 GB, and then we don't want to do on any particular project, so we just select that, create a flavor. So you will see that flavor is being created. As soon as that flavor is created, just select that and go for update metadata. So here we will be setting up the same property where we will set SSD and we will put like true. So now what happens, as we are setting up this property or metadata, so whenever someone select this particular flavor and launch an instance, it will automatically will go to that particular host aggregate. So before we launch one instance, what we will do, we will go to hypervisor again and we will see how many existing VMs are running. So you see already one VM is running on COM01. Now let's launch one instance. So click on to launch an instance, we will do one thing, we will log in as a normal user. So log out of admin user. So let me log in as user 1. So this is a normal user I am logging in, and that flavor is publicly available, so this user should be able to see that particular flavor. So let me go to instances. So before we launch one instance, one more thing we need to do, that is we have set up that filter, or you say like property for flavor. So now Nova should understand that particular filter to launch the instance in proper host aggregate. So to do so, we will be logging in into our controller node and we will add this scheduler filter. So let's do that. So OpenStack config, we will set this. So you can see in etc nova.conf we are setting this scheduler default filter aggregate instance extra specific filter. So this will look for the extra filter or properties whatever we are setting up, accordingly it will use the host aggregate. So this property will set it up and we will give it enter. Now we will do OpenStack service restart Nova. It will take some time to restart the Nova service. So as soon as this Nova service is restarted, we should be able to use this particular feature or property, filters, whatever you say, to launch our instances properly on proper host aggregates underlying hypervisor hosts. So service is restarted. You can probably check OpenStack service status, that also you can do. So here you can check whether your Nova is running or not, that you can check. So see, you can see here all the Nova related services are active. So as soon as this is done, then you go back to your instance here and you do a launch instance. So we'll be using the custom flavor we use. So let's do RHEL 7 SSD. Then we'll go to the next, we'll select image and we'll select this particular image RHEL 7. In the flavor section we'll be using lab SSD 1. So this is the flavor we'll be selecting. Then we'll do next. In the network section we will be using private network, and then security group we will select the security 1. EPR is already selected, and then we will do launch instance. So as soon as we do this launching, it will take some time to launch the instance, and once the instance is being launched, so you can see this instance is running on the host aggregate whatever we have created. So let's wait for this instance to launch, and then we'll check back that again. So you can see this RHEL7 SSD, this instance particular is already launched and running. So now what we will do, we will log out of user 1 and we will log in back with our admin user, that is TrichTech. So let's log in with TrichTech. We'll go to the admin section and then we will go to hypervisor. So if you remember, when we checked last time in our hypervisor, COM01 had only one running instance. Now you can see we have two running instances. So that means whatever new instance we have launched, so that instance came here. So this is other two instances. Similarly, if we go back to host aggregate, we will be able to see our host aggregate. Now we will do the next part, that is creating a availability zone. So if you see here, we have two availability zone, internal and Nova. So in internal availability zone we have controller node, and in Nova availability zone we have compute node 0100. So what we will do, we will create a new availability zone and we will assign this COM00 node into that. So keep in mind, users, they cannot see the host aggregate, so they can only see the availability zone. So to create a availability zone, again it is the same procedure, that's availability means creating host aggregate. So we'll do one thing, we'll create a new host aggregate. So let's put let me put a name, India South. So availability zone, let's put as a South, and then we'll go to the manage. So we'll add COM00 and we'll create a host aggregate. So now if you see here availability zone section, now you have two availability zone, Nova and South, and you can see that COM00 moved out of Nova availability zone and came to South availability zone. So here we can do one thing, we can update the metadata. So let's select metadata location and let's put as a India underscore South. So we are adding one custom property where we are putting the location as India South. So if someone put this particular property, automatically that servers also will come to this host aggregate. So let's save this. So we have two host aggregates created and two availability zones created for users. So now what we'll do, we'll log in back as user 1 and we'll check the availability zone. So log in as user 1. So RAM I have already used. So what I will do now, if I go to instances, let me do one thing, let me delete a particular instance. So you can see here availability zone is Nova. So what I'll do, I'll delete the RHEL7 server. So let's delete this instance because I have already consumed my full quota. So it has been deleted. Now what I'll do, I'll go for a launch instance. So now if you see availability zone option, initially it was Nova, now I can see South also. So let me put RHEL7 underscore South. Let me put count as 1, image, let me select RHEL7. Then let me go back here. So let me take this same thing, lab is my lab project, sorry not this one, my lab project 1. and then go to next network. Let me put private network, and network port we don't have. Security, you will put security 1. EPR will go with default, and then we'll do launch. So it should launch that instance into south availability zone, so that you can see here it is launching in south availability zone and it is building now. So now you can see my RHL7 south, that instance is also now running, and you can see the availability zone for that south, whereas my previously launch instance was on Nova availability zone. So let's do one thing, let's go out of log out of this user 1 and again log in back as my admin user to just to verify this instance being launched on my first compute node. So let me go to admin and let me go back to hypervisor. So once I go back to hypervisor, so you can see initially in comp00 there was no running instances. Now it has one running instance. So like this, easily you can create host aggregate and availability zone inside your OpenStack platform, and you can use it. Now one more thing to tell you here. So why you will be using this concept of host aggregate and availability zone? So when you have specific type of hardware, like suppose you go with a HP Blade server, so you will prefer to aggregate all those Blade servers in a particular data center as a particular one host aggregate group, so that whenever you launch specific type of server, like you want to have a database server which need better IOPS, so you can launch that database server on that particular host aggregate to get a better performance. So this is the reason you will go with the host aggregate. Now why you want to have a availability zone? So I will give you two examples. Now you are creating application cluster, and you need both of these cluster servers to be residing or running in a same data center. So what you can do, you can have a zone, availability zone created on specific data center. Like suppose you have a data center in Bangalore, so you can create a availability zone as Bangalore, and all the servers inside that data center you can add it into that zone. Then you launch your both of the application servers in the same availability zone. Now what happens, they will be residing nearby with each other, and they will have a low latency, and you will get a better performance. So this is one side of availability zone. Now you may have one more data center in San Francisco. So what you can do, you can create another zone there like America, and you may want to have a DR setup for your application. That DR server you can put it in San Francisco zone. Now what happens, both of these servers will be on different zones, so they will be physically separated, and if one zone or one data center is affected, your DR center or other zone will not get affected, and your application will be up and running. So like this you can plan your host aggregates and availability zones, and accordingly you can set up your OpenStack platform, and users, they can select that particular availability zone and launch their instances to use it in a better way. So hope you have liked this session. If you don't like also, please let us know in the comment section. No, not only that why don't like, if you like also, that also you can put it in comment section, so that we can understand what is going better, what is not going better, so that accordingly we can modify and improve our upcoming videos accordingly. So bye, we'll see you in our next video. Have a good day.